Hello. Hello. Yeah.
गुड आफ्टरनून तिवारी जी, नमस्कार। हाउ आर यू?
नमस्कार सर, क्या हाल चाल?
मैं ठीक हूँ, आप
आपका वीडियो पॉज हो गया है।
वीडियो पॉज हो गया मेरा? नहीं,
जी
साउंड
जी
तो
जी।
ठीक आ रहा है।
हाँ, अभी ठीक है।
गुड। तो आप कहाँ, आप नोएडा में बेस्ड हैं? कहाँ पे हैं आप? वेयर आर यू एट द मोमेंट, नोएडा और दिल्ली?
No, actually my hometown is in Kanpur, but currently
जी।
we are residing in Noida.
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, चलिए, वेरी गुड वेरी गुड। वी आर, एज यू नो दैट वी आर इन अंगोला। आई एम इन इंडियन फॉरेन सर्विस.
Okay.
My daughter Divya is in DP. She will be completing her DP next year. So
Okay.
the session is actually 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So I am just we will talk to you, and now you to decide, that how you have to go about this. All right?
All right, definitely.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Welcome, welcome.
Hello.
Yeah. Am I audible? I think there is some connection problem.
I think there is some connectivity issue.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
you?
Yes, there was a thunderstorm before 1 hour before. There was a
Okay.
thunderstorm in Noida, so that's why there will be some problem. But I believe
Okay.
now it has been fixed. Now it's fixed.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Okay. So now you just talk to Divya. All right.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Hi Divya.
Hello.
So as your dear dad told me that you are the IB student. So currently you are pursuing the class 9th or class 10th. In which standard you are?
I just finished class 11th actually.
Okay, you finished class 11th. So
Yeah, so I finished my first year of DP.
first year DP. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Not right now, no.
Okay, cool. Just let me do that. I'm going to share the screen. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I believe now the screen is visible to you, right?
Yes, I can see the screen now.
Mhm. Okay, so I'm going to begin the session with you. So this chemistry syllabus, uh, what was your percentile in class 10th? How much have you scored? What was your
98.
98? Okay, let me put some video. So in Angola, now you are learning the classes through online mode, or you are having the offline access as well? The offline classes is begin or still online classes?
Okay, well, so I did, as I told you already, I did 11th grade last year for the
Yeah.
first half of it. So my sessions go from August till June.
Mhm.
From August till January, we were completely online. And then January onwards, we had a sort of hybrid. So we'd go to school for a couple of hours, and then the rest we would also do online. So it was sort of a mix of both. Right now, I'm on summer break between 11th and 12th grade.
Okay, cool. So if I talk about this is my introductory profile. So actually here in India, we are having a very competitive exam called IIT JEE. Do you know IIT JEE?
Yes, I do know.
Yeah, IIT JEE, and students are very much hunger to get selection IIT JEE. They are spending night and day. They are burning the midnight oil to succeed in IIT JEE and NEET. These two exams are the very prestigious exam in India. If you get select in IIT or NEET, so your dream will be fulfilled and you will be a great engineer or great doctor. So that is the funda here in India. So may I know what's your dream? What you would like to be?
Well, I also want to go into STEM. I definitely want to go into engineering. I'm taking the summer to sort of figure out exactly where, but I do want to go into engineering. And if possible, I would like to study in India. That's definitely a possibility of mine. So I do know about JEE, and it's things that I do look up. And I also have family back in India, so I have cousins taking the NEET and the JEE because they're obviously in India. So that's how they decide what colleges they go to.
That's that definitely good to know, because you are going to study with me, and in India I know all the depth of the IIT JEE, how much caliber you required, and what is the attitude you need to bring in IIT JEE. So you need to have a proper approach. Proper approach means, if I talk about the physics, chemistry, math, so you need to have a greater hold all these three subjects. You have to have the conceptual hold. Conceptual hold means your conceptual clarity should be the fundamental, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So definitely, now let's begin the class. So if I talk about the chemistry, so in IB section, what is the first chapter of your chemistry? What you are studying now?
The very first chapter we did last year was stoichiometry.
Okay, stoichiometry. And here also in 11th we are having the same chapter called stoichiometry. Actually, I believe in CBSE NCERT, we are following the NCERT books. So NCERT books are also having the first chapter, mole concept. Our first chapter is mole concept and stoichiometry. Stoichiometry. So I believe this chapter is still in progress, or it's been completed in your school.
It's already been completed. I have completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've completed quite a few topics already.
Okay.
Because in the DP program, right, it's 2 years. So I'm done with the first year. So I've finished around half of the syllabus.
Okay, so do you have the chapter called, like in NCERT, we are having the atomic structure, mole concept, state of matters, chemical bonding, chemical bonding. So you just tell me which chapter you would like to study with me. What chapter you would like to study with me? What is your?
I think,
Yeah.
I think I want to start by doing redox, if that's okay, because that's a chapter I did last year, but I wasn't entirely confident in.
Okay, definitely. That is a very fundamental chapter, and you're gonna love this chapter. This is very fundamental chapter. Okay, I'm going to begin with redox. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, if I say redox means it is a combination of two words. One is called reduction and other one is called oxidation. Okay. Redox means reduction plus oxidation. So basically what happens in the redox, there is a electron exchange takes place, electron transfer. Okay. So let me do the redox fundamentals. It is basically the combination of reduction plus oxidation reaction. Reduction plus oxidation reaction. This gives the definition of redox. And if I talk about the reduction is all about the gaining of electron. It is about the gaining of electron. Gaining of electron. So, and what is oxidation? Oxidation all about the losing of electron. Losing of electron. One gains the electron, one loses the electron, and that, so basically what is happening between the reductant and oxidant? Electron exchange takes place. Electron exchange takes place. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay, so here reduction is gaining, oxidation is losing. If I talk about a one fundamental reaction, that is called reaction of zinc solid with copper sulfate. When zinc solid reacts with copper sulfate, it produces zinc solid. It produces zinc sulfate aqueous form plus copper solid. Okay, so in this reaction you can easily see that when zinc in the isolated state, so the oxidation number of isolated element is 0. It's 0, but here sulfate exists as a -2, so zinc has to be +2. Cool. Yeah, so
Yes.
zinc is +2, sulfate is -2 because it's a neutral salt. So overall charge has to be balanced. Now for copper, can you see for copper sulfate exists as a -2, so copper will be +2. But can you see here in copper elemental form, isolated elemental form, it would be 0, right? So generally what is happening, you can break this equation as a two half reactions. First, you are getting the change in oxidation number zinc to zinc sulfate. So oxidation number is increasing. From zinc to zinc plus, we are having the increment of 2 number. Okay, when we are having the increment of 2 number, that is called oxidation is happening. Increase in oxidation number means oxidation, and decrease in oxidation number means reduction. Okay,
Yes.
so you can see here from copper sulfate to copper we are having a decrease. From copper sulfate to copper we are having a decrease of 2. Okay, so this is the reduction.
Yes.
Reduction is taking place, and here oxidation is taking place. Okay, or if you have any doubt in this concept, you can ask me. Is that clear?
Yeah, this is clear.
Okay, so let's proceed to the next page. Okay, cool. So as I have written the whole redox equation, zinc solid reacts with copper sulfate. It produces zinc sulfate aqueous form with copper isolated solid element. Now you can break it as a anode half reaction, and cathode half reaction. So generally when we talk about the anode and cathode, so anode and cathode are the electrodes. So anode is a negative electrode and cathode is a positive electrode. In anode, oxidation takes place. And generally we know this thing by the mnemonics, and that mnemonics is lone. What is lone? The full form of lone you can write like this. It's a short form. So anode will always be the left side of cell. If we are making a cell means galvanic cell, Daniell cell, right? So in the electrochemical cell, the left side will be anode, and O stands for oxidation. And then A stands for anode, and N stands for negative. So in the cell, we are having anode left hand side where oxidation is taking place, and the sign of the electrode is negative. Cool, got it?
Yep.
Okay, so zinc solid is losing 2 electron, so that's why it is becoming the zinc bivalent anion. Okay, this is the zinc oxidation. In cathode, copper 2 plus is gaining these 2 electron, becoming the copper solid. Okay,
Yeah.
now if you want the complete cell reaction, these are the half cell reaction. If you want the complete cell reaction, you have to add both half reaction. So it would be zinc solid plus copper aqueous gives you charge will cancel out. Okay, gives you, just a minute, let me put this here, give you here you will get the zinc 2 plus aqueous plus copper solid. Cool. Yeah, so that is how we are going to discuss the redox. Okay, any doubt you
Yeah.
can ask.
No, so far.
Clear. So now we will begin with the how to calculate the oxidation number. Calculation of oxidation number. Okay, suppose I am having a for a charged sorry, calculation. Okay, here. Okay, calculation of oxidation number. So the point says, point A, for a charged species, okay, if I am having the charged species, it could be anion or cation. Anion or cation. For a charged species, anion or cation, the sum of total oxidation number will be equal to the number of charge present on ion. Okay, cool. If I am having a substance called permanganate ion, that is called permanganate ion. In permanganate ion, I want to calculate the oxidation number of manganese, Mn. So always remember, in chemistry, oxygen is more electronegative, so it will occupy -2 and fluorine will be -1. So oxidation number of oxygen is decided -2, for fluorine -1. But if I am having a compound called fluorine oxide, F2O, in this case, fluorine will have -2, oxygen will have +2. Only there is a existence of fluorine oxide in which oxygen will have the positive oxidation number, and the rest of all the element, oxygen will occupy negative -2.
So only when you use fluorine, oxygen becomes positive because fluorine's more electronegative.
Yeah, definitely, because fluorine is more mighty in order to capturing the electron. Electronegativity means is a tendency to attract the electron when bond pairing happen. When there is a sharing of electron in the mutual sharing of electron, fluorine will capture more electron compared to oxygen. So fluorine will get the negative charge, and when oxygen is sending the electron to fluorine, so oxygen will accommodate the positive charge. Fluorine will
Okay.
accommodate negative. Cool, got it?
Yes.
Okay. So for this, take manganese as a X, for oxygen 4 into -2, and overall it is -1. Okay. So what is the value of X you are getting? X -8 equal to -1. X equal to -8. -1 plus 8, that is +7.
Would it not? Okay, yes.
Okay, I would like to ask one question, one fundamental question to you. If I talk about the oxidation number, then we have to assign the number with sign or without sign. We have to assign the particular number with sign or without sign.
We have to assign it with a sign.
With sign. If I talk about the +7, that is the oxidation number. Or if I talk about only 7, that will be the valency. That will be the valency of atom. If I talk about number, that is only valency. Valency means it can make this many number of bonds, 7 bonds. But when we talk about the oxidation number, it has to be with plus, either plus or minus. If sign is plus, it is an indication that the given compound is having the character of metal. Metal are electron donor.
Is that always the case, or can there be exceptions to it?
No, it is not always the case that the oxidation number of positive sign will be metal, but most of the case. Suppose I am having the F2O. In F2O, fluorine and oxygen both are non-metal. Both are non-metal, but in most of the cases, when oxygen is attached to an element, that cases we will get the positive number as the oxidation number of metal. So when there is a combination of oxygen with transition elements or alkali elements, alkali means lithium, sodium, potassium, or alkaline earth metal. So in that case, the other element will be the metal.
Yes, okay.
Okay, Divya. So now, any doubt till now, till here?
Nope, everything's clear.
Okay, cool. Now, if I talk about, this is a charged species. What about the neutral species? If in a neutral species, in a neutral species, the overall sum of all oxidation number, the overall sum of all oxidation number is equal to 0, equal to 0. Such as, suppose I am having a compound called CO2. In CO2, I wanted to get the oxidation number of carbon. So for carbon, let us assume it's X. For oxygen, -2 into -2, and overall it's supposed to be equal to 0. So what is the value of X? X come out to be +4, right?
Yes.
So you see here X is +4, but still carbon is non-metal. Carbon is not metal. So both compounds are non-metal, but with respect to oxygen, carbon is electropositive because oxygen is electronegative. So that's why we are having a +4 sign, plus sign. Plus sign is the indication of electropositive character. Electropositive. Electropositive character means electron donor. Got it?
Yes.
Now you have to calculate the oxidation number in the following compounds. I am writing the compounds for you. So I'll go to the next page. It is a there will be n number of compounds. First compound will be MnO2. Other will be MnO4 minus minus. Other will be dichromate ion Cr2O7 minus minus ABCD, followed by C3O2 carbon suboxide, followed by bromine tetrabromine octaoxide, EF, ABCD, EF, it's E. F is C2 oxalate ion, and G is chromium pentoxide. H is MnO2, MnO2, Mn2O3. Okay. ABCD, EF, GH, I. I is hypo ion, H2O3 minus. J is tetrathionate ion, tetrathionate ion. Okay. K is H2O8 minus minus. So I have given you this many compounds. Can you calculate the oxidation number of all compounds? Means I'll write the particular element on for which you need to calculate the oxidation number. I'll go for the star mark. I'm making the asterisk mark over atom which are attached with the oxygen. You have to calculate the okay, one by one. So since how many years you are in the Angola? How many? Yeah.
I came here in August of 2019, so
Okay.
almost 2 years now.
And before that Angola, where were you?
I was in a country named Suriname. It's in South America. It's not very famous. Some people don't know about it.
Okay, but I do know about it because
Do you?
yeah, I do.
That's interesting. I didn't know about it before I moved there.
Because I have that particular hobby to surf around the map, surf around the
Oh.
atlas, so I like to know about the countries.
Well, you're the first person I've met who actually knows where it is.
Yeah.
Are oxidation states always whole numbers?
Yeah, oxidation of oxygen is -2 always would be there. So -2, -4. So for Mn it will be +4.
Yes.
Okay. For the second compound,
+6.
yeah, cool, right? What about the dichromate ion for chromium?
I think it's +6.
For single chromium +6. Yeah, right. What about the carbon suboxide?
I can't tell. Is that a C3?
Yeah, it's a C3O2, carbon suboxide. C double bond, C double bond, C double bond O, double bond O. This is the structure. C3O2, carbon suboxide.
Yeah, I was wondering for this because if you look at for a single one, you'd get, okay, for 3 carbons, it's -4 and 4 +4.
So I believe +4/3 you are getting.
Yes.
+4/3. Now I would like to ask one question. See, oxidation number is all about the exchange of electron. So can the exchange of electron be the fractional number? Can electron be exchanged with the fractional value?
No.
Yeah, that's right. Electron are into there is 1 electron, 2 electron. There is not half electron or 1/4 electron. Electron is an integer and it is a whole number. So now you will ask, sir, then why I am getting the fractional value? And this is a correct answer. This is not the wrong answer. Actually, there is a concept called average oxidation number. What is the average oxidation number? Suppose average oxidation number means I'm having 3 carbon. 3 carbon means there are 3 carbons and 2 oxygen, right? Okay. And in this structure form, oxygen would be having -2 and -2 because oxygen is electronegative. So in order to satisfy this oxygen valency, the carbon will occupy the same charge +2 and +2 because double bond is there, +2 +2. Now these 3 carbons are the homonucleus. So the carbon who is in between the 2 carbon, that carbon will get the oxidation number as 0. There will be no electronegativity transfer, no electron exchange will take place. Okay.
Yes.
So now how you calculate the average? If you are in the class and 10 student in the class and you wanted to get the average of 10 student and how many marks they have scored, so you will add the marks of class and then you will divide by the number of students, right?
Yes.
That is the average value. That is the formula for average. So here also you have to do in the same fashion. You have to add the oxidation number of individual carbon. 3 carbons. So you can add like this +2 +0 +2 and divided by the number of carbon atom, that is 3. So if you do like this comes out to be +4/3.
Yes.
So I believe you might have come across this concept. Have you seen this concept in your IB board?
The average oxidation number?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't taught this before.
But they have asked the same question in IIT JEE. They have asked this question in IIT JEE. 1992 at times, the old year. Okay. So once you are studying with me, so your IB syllabus will be covered anyhow anyway, but then you will be also getting some more knowledge, and that is good for the, you know, for the point of the JEE. Any doubt?
Nope. Very
Okay.
clear.
Cool. So now in the same fashion, you have to calculate the oxidation number of Br3O8. So if you are getting the some more knowledge from the point of IIT JEE, so that is okay for you, no? Means if you want to particular for IB only, or you want some broad spectrum.
No, I would like some broad spectrum because I have to start studying for the JEEs as well. So this will
Okay,
be good for.
that's cool.
For the next one, would I also get a fraction?
Fraction.
Positive 16 plus 3.
Plus 16 by 3. Now again, it cannot be fraction, so you have to go for the bond formation. You have to draw the structure. Now if you don't know how to draw the structure, then you have to look for the central atom. Central atom is bromine, and bromine belongs to the 17th group, oxygen family, where bromine belongs to the oxygen family, right? Bromine, not 17 means halogen family. It belongs to the halogen family. And do you know the halogen family names? It starts from fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, acetylene. And how do you remember all these names? Do you know any kind of mnemonics?
No, for the IB, we're always given a periodic table, so we don't really have to remember this.
Remember, okay. But when you will be sitting for the JEE, you need to remember.
Yeah, I'm
them.
gonna need to know them.
Okay. So actually, do you know that our mother tongue Hindi?
Yes, I can speak Hindi.
Okay. So for Hindi, we have made the mnemonics. फिर कल बाहर आई आरती. फिर कल बाहर आई आरती. Okay, this looks funny, but that is how you can remember the name. Okay. So for, you know, for F, fluorine, for Kal, chlorine, Bahar, Br, I, iodine, and Arti stands for 80. Okay. Just a mnemonics to remember, you know, to make you remember, and you can recall the things in exam. Cool.
Yes.
Okay. Now I will draw. So I wanted to know about your knowledge about this bromine. So bromine, how many bond it can form? How many bond it can form? Maximum number of bonds up to its valency. So its valency could be the number of group, because bromine and all these compounds are having the general configuration. A noble gas. After a noble gas, there will be a NH2 NP5, NH2 NP5, and the d orbital, n-1 d will be vacant orbital, right? D will be vacant. Cool. So they can take maximum 7 number of electron. They can donate maximum 7 to become the noble gas. They can donate maximum 7, or they can take maximum 7. So bromine can form 7 bond. Bromine can form 7 number of bond. Okay. So you see, bromine has formed 2 plus 2 plus 2 6, 2 plus 2 plus 2 6, and 1 7. And the middle bromine will have 2 more oxygen. So now you can see we are having 3 bromine, and we are having the number of oxygen atom. You can count. After count the number of oxygen atom, let me know how many oxygen atoms are attached.
8.
8. Cool. 3 are here. 1 2 3. 1, 2, 3, and 2 are this. So 8 atoms. So are you clear about the structure? How to draw the structure?
Yes.
Okay. This demands more practice. If you do more practice, the picture will be more clear. So the country you are residing as of now, Angola. So this country is in South Africa, I guess.
It's in West. I guess it's in South as well. Yeah, it's on the west coast of Africa.
Yeah. So people are there is like Negro people. They are black or they are like Indians.
Oh no, they're black.
Oh. So this is the BR 308. So now you can like do this -2, -2, -2, oxygen -2, -2, -2, -2. So can you tell me the charge on bromine? Can you tell me the charge on bromine? Can you tell me the charge on bromine?
Minus.
See,
Wait, the chart number right now.
see, it's -2, -2, -2. So it has to be +6.
Plus 6.
Here -2, -2, -4. So it has to be plus. And -2, -2, -2, -6. It has to be +6. So can you find out the average oxidation number?
Yeah, it's positive. It's plus 16/3.
Yeah. So it will be +6 +4 +6 divided by 3. And when you will do all the calculation, you will get the average oxidation number, and that comes out to be +12 +4 +16/3. So we can justify our answer. Electron exchange cannot be fraction, because on a single element of the number we are getting is whole integer. It is not fraction. Just so that is how you can always justify your statement that electron cannot be exchanged in the fractional value. So honestly tell me, my handwriting is visible to you? You are able to read my handwriting?
Up until now, yes. Don't worry,
Okay.
if I can't read it, I'll let you know.
Okay, definitely. Because I'm taking a lot of classes, so sometimes I'm writing with the speed, so it can be elongated. It can be expanded, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So now what about the oxalate ion?
It's equal to +3.
+3. Absolutely right. It is +3. Okay, now there is a very important compound comes in the picture. IIT JEE love this compound. JEE has asked a question on the chromium pentaoxide. Can you calculate the oxidation number of chromium?
Yes.
You will simply say it's +10. X minus 10 is equal to 0. X comes out to be +10.
Does it not?
It's not. It cannot be the case, because maximum 8 number, they cannot exchange more than the 7 electrons. After that, noble gases come. Noble gases cannot exchange the electron. So octet. So beyond 8, it is not possible. So 10 is not valid.
Then how?
Okay, I'm giving you one hint. If you go for the chromium, SPD of electronic configuration. So chromium is 24. 24 means you will write here argon. After argon, you will write 3d5 4s1. Have you seen this electronic configuration of chromium earlier? Have you? Yeah, you have done the electronic configuration. So now can you tell me, to attain the noble gas configuration, how many maximum number of electron it can transfer? This is the noble gas.
Probably it can 6.
Yeah, definitely. It can transfer 6 electron. So plus 6 could be the possible value. Beyond plus 6, it cannot have the 7 or 8, plus 7 or plus 8. So plus 6 is the possible value, but that is just an idea. That is just an idea about chromium. Chromium can go up to 6 number of exchange of electron. So that is the idea. Now, why I have given you this idea, you have to make the structure of chromium in order to gain the oxidation number that is not beyond 6, that is within the value. Now what you will do? So do you know butterfly?
No.
No, you have you seen butterfly flying in the sky?
Oh yes, I've seen a butterfly before.
Okay, you have seen the butterfly. So here we will bring the butterfly back in our class. Butterfly looks like this. This is the butterfly, something like this, no? So this is the
Yes.
butterfly structure of chromium. Out of that, we are having 2 oxygen peroxide linkage. This is called peroxide bond. Peroxide linkage. Have you heard about H2O2? H2O2. Oxygen hydrogen peroxide. H2O2.
Yeah.
Okay, H2O2 is a structure in which we are having the oxygen single bond. When oxygen single bond is linked, this is called peroxide linkage. This is called peroxide linkage. And here it will have the double bond. So can you tell me, after making this structure, this molecule looks like butterfly or not?
It does look like a butterfly.
Yeah, so this structure is very famous for butterfly. And IIT JEE love this structure. So you are getting a more grip on the fundamentals or not? You are getting
Yes,
more.
it's very helpful.
Yeah, that is my main motto. My main motto to make you more fundamentally strong. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah. So for peroxide, there is a -1, -1, -1, -1. Peroxide always have the -1 because it is connected with the single bond. There is no double bond.
Mhm.
Double bonded atom will have -2. So can you tell me how much, what is the value of negative charge? The total value of negative charge comes out to be -1, -1, -2, -3, -4, and -2, -6. Total negative charge. Total negative charge is
-6.
-6. So total positive charge.
Is +6.
Yeah. So what is the oxidation number of chromium? +6. Any idea? So I think you have got the idea how to go for the some fundamentally strong concept in redox, and how to get the oxidation number of central metal in the complex, in some complex compound. Okay, cool. So now you have to tell me about Mn2O3. It is a simple one. You can calculate very easily. 2x - 6. It will be +3, I guess. You're getting +3?
Yes, I got +3.
Okay. What about thionate ion? What about this ion? thionate ion H2O3 minus minus. So you guys are also doing the practical things in the lab. Are you doing the practicals in chemistry?
We haven't gone to do many because of COVID, we can't really touch a lot of things. They're still pretty picky about that.
Okay, okay. Because these compounds are very popular in chemistry in lab. This is called the hypo solution. Na2H2O3 is the hypo. Sodium thionate is the hypo.
This +2.
X +2. Correct. What about this?
This is another one of the fraction ones. It's
2.5.
10 over.
2.5. So 2.5 means again you need to draw the structure. Means overall answer is right. If they want overall, you can click the 2.5. But if they want the oxidation number of each sulfur atom, so you have to draw the structure. S single bond, S single bond, S. S4O6. Double bond O, double bond O. Okay. Single bond O, single bond O, double bond O, double bond O. So sulfur can form 6 bond because sulfur belongs to oxygen family, right? Sulfur belongs to oxygen family. O se tepo. O se tepo is the okay. So anyhow, you are getting the periodic table in IB boards. Once you come to India, then you will see the real tough competition because here you won't get the calculator also. They won't give you the calculator.
How? Okay.
But I believe you are getting the calculator as well.
Yes, in the IB, they make it really easy.
Yeah, they are making your life easy, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, but India means the real caliber comes out. If you crack the IIT JEE, means you are really a gem, or you are really a meritorious student. Okay.
Yes.
So you have a dream to crack the JEE.
That's the hope.
Hope, and the hope is the best thing, and best thing never dies. Okay, so keep hoping the best. So now after you will now you have to assign the oxidation number of each atom, so then you can go for the you can calculate easily. Okay, shall we go further? Okay, here -2 already I'm having the -1 charge, so it will be -1 -1 -2 -2. It will be a homonucleus linkage. Homonucleus linkage means 0 and 0. Okay, homonucleus means when nucleus is same, atom is same, right? So -2 -2 -1 -5, it is +5, it is +5. So they and J has asked J has just given the asterisk mark on this sulfur atom and asked what is the oxidation number of this sulfur atom. It will be 0. Clear? So what is the average oxidation number? +5 +0 +0 +5 divided by 4. It comes out to be +10 by 4. So it is +2.5. Are you clear with the process?
Yes.
Okay. And also you are comfortable by my handwriting also is good?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So we are having the last compound for you, that is called the H2O8 minus minus.
It's +7.
+7. Okay. So now I would like to ask a simple question. Is that possible for sulfur?
No.
It could be possible for halogen. Halogen is the 17th group, but sulfur is the 16th. 16th means the electronic configuration is like sulfur. Electronic configuration is like sulfur means there will be neon after neon 3s2 3p4. Or maximum 4-number electron can be exchanged. So the maximum it can go up to +6 or -6. It cannot go beyond this number. So now you have to think about it, and how we'll do it by making the structure. Are you getting what I'm saying to you?
Yes, 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 yes. I'm assuming this is gonna have a sort of unique shape as well.
Yeah, you need to make the shape. Now sulfur, how many sulfur? 2 sulfur, sulfur and sulfur. But between sulfur we need one peroxide linkage, because peroxide linkage reduces the oxidation number. So -1, right? And then sulfur H2O8 minus O O O. Can you calculate the total number of oxygen atom? 3, 3, 6 plus 2, 8. Now it's 8, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that is how you can do it. -1, -2, -2, -1, -2, -2. Right? -1, -1. So what number you have to give for this sulfur? This sulfur -2, -2, and -2 plus 6.
Plus it.
This sulfur is +6. So average oxidation number comes out to be +12/2. That is +6. So correct answer is +6. Any doubt?
No.
Okay, so can we go for the complex compound? A
Yes.
compound in which coordination sphere is there, like potassium ferromagnet, K3, potassium ferrocyanide, hexaferrocyanide. K3 FeCN6, you want to calculate the oxidation number of iron. Also, K4 FeCN6, you have to calculate the oxidation number of iron. Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay.
The oxidation state of cyanide is -1, right?
For iron, it's -1. First of all, iron is a transition metal, and metal cannot have the minus oxidation number.
No, I mean for this sign, the CN.
Okay, so it will ionize like this for Cn -1. For Cn -1, right?
Yes.
For cyanide. It will oxidize 3K plus, and the charge on coordination sphere will be -3. Iron, you can take X -6 is equal to -3, like that. Right?
Yes. And it's +3.
+3, absolutely right. So here iron exists as a Fe3. So when you will write the IUPAC name, you have to write Fe3, third. What about this compound?
equal to plus 2.
Yeah, it's plus 2. It will be a 4K plus cation part is the ionizable valency, and it will ionize the coordination sphere as a -4. So overall the charge is -4. X minus 6 is equal to -4. X come out to be plus 2. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So this was the introductory session for your redox reaction. In the next session it will be followed by the balancing of equation, how to balance the given equation, and in acidic medium, in basic medium. Have you read the balancing of equation in your class?
No. I mean, I know how to balance, like I know how to do with like acidic reactions, how to balance them, but not anything to do with the valency.
Balancing. So I will teach you how to balance any skeleton equation. Okay. So next class we will go for the balancing, right? So now this is the whole complete session. Now you can ask any doubt if you have.
I don't have any doubts. I just want to ask, can I have the recording of this meeting?
Okay, you want to have what you want to have?
The recording of this meeting.
Yeah, recording. Definitely we have the recording. We have the recording.
Okay.
I'll share the recording, and as well as I'll share the PPT. If you want the notes, I'll share the notes as well.
Yes, please. That'd be great. That's all.
Okay, definitely. So you go ahead, tell to your dad, drop me a text on the WhatsApp. I'll share the detail in the WhatsApp.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So keep on smiling and be safe in the home, because it's a COVID time. Don't go out.
Yes, yes. I hope so. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks a lot. See you soon.
Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.